The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. Welcome to this video. Today we are talking about personality development and self-improvement series of videos. Today is the discussion on the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. Anil Kumar here. Stoicism is based on three critical disciplines. The discipline of perception, how you perceive about things that happen around you. The discipline of action, how you react or act. And then the discipline of will, what you really want to do, how much you have control over your emotions, feelings and actions on pursuing or assuming whatever happens to you, the perspective when there is a stimulus before you respond. So the most important practice is differentiating between what we can change and what we cannot. That is a perception. What we can change and what we cannot, how you look at it, how you approach it. And then the mind should be under control. Only then you will be able to manage your will. Only then your action will be on proper direction. So how the mind can be under control? Because for that we need to understand the mind. Mind has the functions of choice, refusal, yearning, repulsion, preparation, purpose and assent. So before making a decision, one need to remember what is the purpose and what are your principles that you value most. What's the purpose of the decision and overall what are the core values in your life. Based on that your choice or your refusal will happen. The yearning will come from your principles that you value most. The repulsion will come from your principle. The preparation, purpose and assent will happen based on the purpose of the specific decision. So once we know about the functions of the mind, we also need to understand the habits of the mind. What is that? Accept only what is true. That is a habit that you should cultivate. Accept only what is true. Second is work for the common good. When you do something, there should be benefit for more than one person, or lots of person, the maximum number of people. And then we have to match our needs and wants with that of what is in our control. We have to match our desires with that what is in our control. We should not yearn for something beyond our control. And then we have to embrace what the nature has in store for us. We have to have acceptance, the awareness to accept what cannot be changed. This is a function or a activity given to the mind. So what is it? What's a choice? Choice is to do and think right. What is refusal? Refusing the temptation. What is yearning? Yearning is to yearn to be better. What is repulsion? Repulsion is repulsion of negativity, of the bad influences, of the negative things that happen. What is preparation? Preparation for what lies ahead or whatever may happen the next moment. Maybe based on what has already happened, maybe based on your reaction or action. And then the purpose, our guiding principle, the highest priority that we have. That's the purpose, the core value of your life, the principles. And then the assent. Assent is to be free of deception about what's inside and outside our control. There is something inside you, there is something outside you. There is something within your control, there is something outside your control. And then we need to have the magnanimity to accept what is and what happens. Education is important. What is education? Education is to get the wisdom that is already available in the past from the great minds. It's not done for the sake of education. It is done for a purpose of knowing so that our actions will bring in betterment for a lot of people. Knowledge is self-knowledge. What is self-knowledge? To be free from influences. And then learning to say no, because the hardest thing is to say no. Easily we can say yes and we can do or not do or fail, but saying no is very difficult. Why? Because when you say no, you have option of getting something better. How? You have option of saying yes to something that helps you. So actually what is happening? The more you can say yes to the things that you do, the more you will have to say no to the things that doesn't matter to you, that you shouldn't be doing, that are outside your control. You also need to know what you have to do and why. Once you know the why, you will get the purpose. Then there will be clarity. The clarity in what? Clarity in finding grace and harmony. Clarity in doing certain things which will take you or which is in line with or aligned with your purpose, your principles. So whoever we are, wherever we are, what matters is the choices we make. That is why the saying no to the things that don't matter matters a lot to give you option to say yes to the things that really matter. For this, we have to control our perceptions. We should not label things as good or bad. Whatever happened is happened. That is objective. But this is bad or this is good is the painting that you give, the shade that you give based on your own perception. That is subjective to you. Others need not look at it the same way. Once we have an idea about what our perceptions are and why, we can direct our actions and willingly accept what's outside our control and then try to do better of the things which are within the control. But at the same time, having purpose is no guarantee we will achieve our aspirations. Our aspirations is one thing, our behavior is another. What we act, what our habits will ultimately decide the result. So we need to have clarity on what we are, what we want to become. We need to have a clarity on what we stand for and how we are going to act. We need to claim our ability to abstain, to say no, to refuse. And we need to take control of the situation, not to react, not to respond, but to think and direct our perception with mindfulness. All we have is our mind, nothing else. And our mind is nothing but a tool to make choices, to decide. So what are the choices available? Choices are very many, but our perception is to decide based on what is within control, what is outside our control. And then because of this decision or by way of this decision or as a result of this decision, we will have serenity and stability in our day-to-day life. So ultimately it ends up as how do we discipline our perception. So we have to decide, or we have to be conscious about and observe and monitor and manage the way we see and perceive the world. Once we know how we perceive and how we manage this perception, then we have to manage the action. How do we manage the action? We consciously decide how our decisions and options are. What is the purpose? What is the end? Does it bring benefit to more than one person? Is it sticking to the truth? That is what we will try to see. Because we have seen choice, refusal, yearning, repulsion, preparation, purpose and assent are the activities that a brain does. And that functions are based on the 4 habits, that is accept only what is true, work for the common good, match our needs and wants with what is in our control, and embrace what nature has in store. That is why this action has to be properly directed. Before that, the perception has to be in discipline, that is monitored and controlled. We should not have it painted. Most importantly, we should have the discipline of will, because unless the 3 converge, there will be no action. Behavior needs motivation, impact, etc. So how we deal with the things that we cannot change? We need to get a clear and convincing judgment that what we can do, what we cannot, and then accept it. We need to have a true understanding of our place on the planet. We cannot control everything, that we need to understand. So how do we do these 3 disciplines? We keep on asking ourselves, am I better? Was my choices better than yesterday? Did I improve? So we ask, did I improve? Am I better? Is my choice better today than yesterday? In line with the new disciplines. Early in the morning, we have to do a preparation that today I will accept whatever happens. I will try to bring more good. I will try to be true. You have to do the reflection in the evening. Did I do something that brings good to more than one person? Did I stick to the truth? Is my earnings or decisions based on the larger purpose of the life? Was my actions mindful? So the preparation in the morning, reflection in the evening, this is a bare necessity of our daily ritual. And why we have to do this? We have to do this because we have to differentiate between what can be changed and what cannot be changed. The circle of influence and the area of concern, as in Stephen Covey. So how do we start the ritual? This morning, remind yourself of what is in your control and what is not in your control. Before lunch, remind yourself that the only thing you truly possess is your ability to make choices and to use reason and judgment when doing so. In the afternoon, remind yourself that aside from the choices you make, your fate is not entirely up to you. In the evening, remind yourself again how much is outside of your control and where your choices begin and end. As you lie in your bed, that sleep is a form of surrender. You need to remember and trust that how easily it comes. So this is how your daily stoic ritual will be. So we have to ask ourselves, how am I better? Were my actions just? How can I improve? We have to prepare in the morning, we have to reflect in the evening, and we have to differentiate what we can and what we cannot, and have the discipline of perception, action and will. The more things we desire, the more we will have to do to earn or attain those things. And by that what happens? We enjoy our lives less. And we are less free. We have less freedom to choose. So the more your desire, less freedom you have. What's the purpose of life? To have as much freedom as possible. So that when the desire is more, you are working in the opposite direction. Locate that yearning for more, better, someday, and see it for what it is. Look at it, slice it, dice it, critically analyze it. Be honest with you on that yearning for more. It is the enemy of your contentment. Because of your yearning for more, you neither have the freedom nor the ability to enjoy your life. You keep on running after that desires. Anger is not tough. Anger is a mistake. It's a weakness. It's a trap. Am I in control here? That question you please keep asking, because you need to know what is under your control and what not. And am I in control? Is my anxiety controlling me, or am I controlling the situation? Is it helping me? You need to control your impulses. Between a stimulus and a response, there is a space, and in that space lies your freedom to make a choice. What we desire makes us vulnerable. The more desires you have, the more disasters will fall upon you. It's easy to act, to dive in, but it's harder to stop. Saying no is very difficult. So pause, think before you act. Be not be enslaved by emotions, feelings. Can I make without it? Please keep asking every time you try to do something. Is this action taking you closer to your purpose? What's the result that you want? Focus, prioritize, do only things that are necessary, and don't go after hundreds of thousands of desires that you have, because it limits your freedom. Don't underestimate the capabilities. Don't overestimate the abilities. Look inward. Judge honestly. Be a right critic. You have a lot of things, not only yearnings and desires, you have possessions. These possessions have come because of your yesterday's yearnings and desires. Now ask, do I really need this? Do I use it? Is it helping me? Is it helping the society? What is it actually that is doing? What is it worth? What is it causing me? How it is paining me? How it is costing me? Then you will know that most of the possessions may not be real necessities. Possession is not only physical, it could be inside you also. Ego is a possession that you should be having. Self-deception, delusion, all those things you don't need to have. Mindfulness, awareness, gratitude, you need to have. So you have to pick and choose. Make sure success doesn't go to your head. You need to celebrate, you need to reward, but make sure success doesn't go to your head. Likewise, make sure failure doesn't go to your heart. You need to maintain your character, you need to maintain your lifestyle, you need to maintain your discipline irrespective of success or failure. The discipline of will and other three disciplines that we have seen. Perception and action. Now we have certain assumptions and presumptions based on our culture, our background. These are called as biases. We look at things painted in a particular color based on what our experience is. Now ask yourself, did I miss out something? Go for a 6-hat thinking. What am I considering and why? Why am I giving weight to something extra? Why am I not considering something? Is this really the way it is? Why it can't be the other way around? What are the possible alternatives? Am I part of the problem? Am I the problem? Am I part of the solution? Am I the solution? So, what could be wrong? Is it you who is wrong? Once you look at it, you will have a fair idea how your next action should be, so that it takes you closer to your purpose of life. Don't squander your resources. It includes time. It includes attention. Our attention span is very limited. Don't squander your attention. Don't squander your time. Look inward. Next, examine ourselves critically. Finally, we must make our decisions uninhibited by preconceived notions. So we have to ask inside what is wrong, what we are not doing, and then our decision should be not painted or influenced by these perceptions. How you live this moment is the way you live the whole life, because life is nothing but a string of pearls made of every moment of your experience. How you handle today is the way you handle every day. How you live this moment is the way you live all your life. So today is not tomorrow. Whatever happened yesterday is not going to help you today. Today is the day. Start good, be good, do good. Why not prioritize quality over quantity? Why not control your desires and possessions? Why not look at things that really serves a purpose? And again, when someone gives you feedback, when someone points you a flaw, when someone points out that there is something to be critically examined in you, they are not criticizing you, they are helping you to become better. And then whatever they say is based on what they know, what they think, what they understand, the angle they look from, based on their culture, their environment, their perception, their colored views, their assumptions. So actually you should say thank you, because they gave you an opportunity to learn how they look at. They give you an opportunity to see how it can be looked at differently from the way you are looking at. So when someone points out a flaw in your actions, say thank you, learn, and try to become better. Don't get upset, because it will color your decision. Don't get angry, don't be anxious, don't be bound by this. Be free, and then remember your purpose, remember your principles, and based on that you decide. Evaluate what you are doing, why you are doing it. Evaluate what you should be doing and why you are not doing it, and then see what is that is going to take you closer to your accomplishment of your goals. Our pursuits should be aimed at progress. Most important thing, we have a limited time and resources. Our pursuits should be aimed at progress, and this progress should be based on tiny habits, atomic habits, mini habits, simple habits, small habits, strategic habits, but small steps. Stop digging into the past. Don't make the stuff worse by doing an analysis of what all went wrong. Don't react. Don't try to impose your will on the world. Ask, is there a reason to fight about this? Is arguing going to help in anything? When you ask this, you will always find argument is not an answer, fight is not an answer. You don't have to face everything on your own. Seek help. Delegate. Let others help you, because they have expertise, they have experience, they have exposure. Our pursuit should be aimed at progress. Don't react. Keep on asking your assumptions and perceptions. Is this opinion inside my control? Is there a chance for influence or change? Or should I accept what happened as it is and go forward, forgetting whatever has happened? Dependency, independence, and interdependency all are together in one big block. Comfort and convenience is necessary, but don't make yourself vulnerable. Some small thing, you cannot live without AC, you cannot live without social media. Don't make yourself vulnerable. Don't depend too much on comfort and convenience. Learn to live without a lot of possessions. Would you be okay even if things go wrong? To what extent you will be able to suffer and sacrifice the loss? What's the best use of your most important and limited resource? Maybe your time, maybe your attention. What is the best use of your time on this planet? Every simple small choice, every tiny habit matters a lot, because by doing something you are losing an opportunity to do something better, something larger, something more important, something more influencing to the world at large. Treat the people you want to be treated. Accept only what is true. Work for the common good. Match your needs and wants with what is in our control. Embrace what nature has in store for us and accept. So basically, accepting what is true, working for good of the more people, matching your needs and desires with that of the things under your control, and embracing and accepting what is and what should be. That is a mindfulness, that is a graciousness, that is the gratitude. So you were listening to the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. This is Anil Kumar here, and this is a part of the personality development and self-improvement series of videos. Thank you.